Shrek 2 is a masterpiece.
Oh, for 5 minutes. Could you not be yourself? For 5 minutes!
And in this video, I'll share 10 reasons why it's the greatest sequel ever made. Let's kick things off at number 10. Shrek 2's intro took the already legendary opening from the first movie and somehow made it even better. Remember that iconic start to the original Shrek, when we get the fairy tale beginning and then it transitions to the big green guy himself, with the unforgettable all-star song by Smash Mouth. Well, in Shrek 2, we begin with Prince Charming on a quest to find Princess Fiona, and you think it'll be a traditional fairy tale start again. But then, boom! The real intro turns out to be a montage of Shrek and Fiona's absolutely hilarious honeymoon adventures. This whole sequence is set to the tune of Accidentally in Love by Counting Crows, and it's so funny that some people might say it's even better than the first movie's intro. Coming in at number 9, Shrek 2's storyline totally outdoes the original. Don't get me wrong, the first movie had a fun plot, but the sequel takes things to a whole new level. Shrek 2 dives deep into character development, exploring the characters' journeys in a serious way that many animated movies don't always achieve. Shrek has to take a long hard look at himself, and Fiona does too. They're both on personal journeys of self-discovery, and the film also tackles their growing relationship as a couple. Plus, there's even some clever commentary on the classist world around them. The movie juggles a bunch of different themes, but they're all handled super well and really make the story shine. Number 8 on our list shows how every character in Shrek 2 is crucial to the main story, and they all have their own important side plots too. The sequel's main plot revolves around Shrek feeling like he's not good enough for Fiona after meeting her parents, so he sets out to change that. Meanwhile, Fiona's dad tries to arrange a new suitor for his daughter because of a debt he owes. But the story doesn't stop there. Other characters like Donkey, Fiona's parents King Harold and Queen Lillian, Puss in Boots, the fairy godmother, and Prince Charming all play important roles. Each of these characters has their own story going on, and they all connect back to the main plot. Every character is written and portrayed with care, making them feel real and important while still being super entertaining. Coming in at number 7, the dinner scene from Shrek 2 is an absolute laugh riot and still holds up today. When Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey get to far, far away and meet Fiona's parents, they all sit down for what should be a polite dinner. But of course, chaos ensues. There's a hilarious argument where everyone just yells each other's names. Fiona's mom tries to keep things civil while food goes flying, and there's an epic showdown between Shrek and King Harold. One of the most memorable and funny moments is when Shrek tries to drink from those tiny finger bowls filled with water, and let's just say it doesn't go too well. This scene is a comedic masterpiece that'll still have you in stitches, no matter how many times you watch it. At number 6, we see that Shrek 2 is an absolute comedy gem that totally tops the original in the laughs department. From start to finish, the movie is filled with countless hilarious moments, and you could argue that every single joke hits its mark. Not only was it a clever and referential film when it first came out, packed with witty pop culture nods, but nearly 2 decades later, Shrek 2 remains laugh-out-loud funny. It's got a timeless sense of humor that still feels fresh and entertaining today. Even during its few serious moments, which are important for the story, Shrek 2 knows how to strike the perfect balance between comedy and heart. There's not a single comedic weak spot in this movie. It's a true comedy masterpiece. At number 5, Shrek 2 dove deeper into the world building, taking the foundations laid by the first movie and creating a richer, more fascinating universe. The original Shrek introduced us to a world where fairy tale creatures live together in an organized society. But the sequel took it further by showing us the ruling classes and other areas beyond Shrek's home. We got to explore the backstory and lore of this universe, which made it feel even more real and engaging. One of the most significant expansions was Fiona's story. Her backstory gained depth and complexity, making her character even more compelling. Shrek 2's world building enhanced the entire Shrek universe, and we're all better for it. At number 4, Shrek 2 managed to avoid a common pitfall of animated sequels: the often clumsy introduction of a new mascot character. Many sequels add new characters just for marketing purposes, but Shrek 2 gave us Puss in Boots, a character that genuinely fit in with the main cast and earned his place in our hearts. He wasn't just a cash grab mascot. He was well written, had a great story arc, and became a beloved addition to the franchise. Instead of rolling our eyes at yet another merchandising opportunity, we found ourselves falling in love with Puss in Boots. It's proof that sequels can successfully introduce new characters when they're given the same care and attention as the originals. Number 3 on our list highlights how Shrek 2 avoided the trap of rehashing the same old character arcs from the first movie, a common pitfall in many animated sequels. Instead, it took risks and crafted fresh storylines that deepened our understanding of the characters we'd grown to love. Rather than playing it safe with familiar plot points, Shrek 2 delved into new territory across the board. The characters' journeys felt more significant and meaningful than those in the original, and we got to see them grow in ways that truly expanded on their personalities and relationships. Instead of relying on what worked before, the creators of Shrek 2 gave us something even better, a sequel that not only matched but surpassed its predecessor in character development and depth. At number 2, we see how Shrek 2's animation kicked things up a notch from the original film. While Shrek had its impressive moments, Shrek 2 delivered a stunning visual experience across the board. The animation quality saw a massive improvement, bringing us richer, more detailed environments and characters. The settings and backgrounds were simply gorgeous, and it's clear that a ton of effort went into crafting every frame. Even when comparing similar scenes, like Shrek and Donkey storming the castle in the first movie to them crashing the party in Shrek 2, it's obvious how much the animation had evolved. The movie managed to strike a perfect balance between a captivating plot, hilarious comedy, and top-notch animation. Every aspect of the film shone brightly, and the animation was no exception. The top spot on our list goes to the unforgettable climax of Shrek 2, featuring one of the most memorable scenes in cinematic history. In the final 15 minutes of the movie, our heroes, Shrek, Donkey, Puss in Boots, and their squad of fairy tale friends, like Mongo, the giant gingerbread man, crash a fancy gala where the fairy godmother is belting out Bonnie Tyler's classic, Holding Out for a Hero. Meanwhile, Prince Charming tries to swoop in and steal Fiona away with a kiss. Shrek saves the day, and he and Fiona live happily ever after as ogres. This sequence has it all: stunning animation, emotional impact, an epic soundtrack, hilarious comedy, and a feel-good conclusion that ties up the whole story. Shrek 2's heart-pounding finale cements its status as the greatest animated sequel ever made, an absolute masterpiece that'll go down in history.